introduce two terms that I'll be using to explain the active and the passive voices. I'm using these terms throughout the lesson, and therefore it's better you get an understanding of it in the beginning itself. The first term is agent. Agent refers to the person doing the action. And the second term is victim. Victim refers to the person or the object that receives the action of the agent. Active voice in a sentence can be identified when we have the subject to be the agent and the object to be the victim. Having a passive voice in a sentence, the passive voice sentence can be identified when you have the subject to be the victim and the object to be the agent. The boy eats an apple. This sentence is said to be in the active voice. When I say the sentence, it has got a lively tone and hence it is said to be in the active voice. The boy is the subject, eats is the verb, and apple is the object. So we have the boy, which is subject, doing the action to the object, which is the apple. And therefore it is said to be in the active voice. If I rephrase the sentence as, the apple is eaten by the boy. This sentence sounds a little low and it is not as lively as the previous sentence, and hence it is said to be in the passive voice. How do we identify the active and the passive voices? Now in the second sentence, the subject here is the apple. The apple is eaten. Now eaten is the verb and by the boy is the object. So we have the subject and the object being, the places are being interchanged. There is an important factor while converting an active voice sentence to a passive voice sentence or a passive voice into an active voice sentence, and that factor is related to tenses. If we have a sentence in the present tense in the active voice, then while converting it into the passive voice, we need to still maintain the tense, which is the present tense.
Is a picture being painted by him?
He's passive voice.
Is a picture being painted by him? Can you guess the tense of this sentence? It is in the present perfect tense. Is a picture being painted by him? Now this sentence is said to be in the passive voice. The subject of the sentence here is picture. Is a picture being painted by him? Now by him, him is the object of the sentence. Now the picture is acting as a victim. So when we have the subject to be the victim, and towards the end of the sentence, him, it refers to the boy. Now the boy is acting as an agent. So in this case, you can say that this sentence is in the passive voice. Is he painting a picture? Here, he is the subject and picture is the object. So now we have the subject being the agent, which is the boy, and he is doing the action and the object is the picture. It is acting as the victim. So in this case, you can say that this sentence is in the active voice.
He is painting a house. He's active voice.
He is painting a house. Here, he is the subject. It is acting as an agent, and house is the object. It is acting as a victim, and therefore this sentence is in the active voice. If we are to convert this sentence into the passive voice, first we need to check for the tense. He is painting a house. It is in the present continuous tense. So when we form the passive voice, we say, a house is being painted by him. Is being painted. That would be, being is the word that would be used to convert it into the passive voice if it is in the present continuous tense.
A flower was painted by him yesterday. He's passive voice.
A flower was painted by him yesterday. This sentence is in the passive voice. We've got the subject to be acting as the victim and the object, which is the boy, to be acting as the agent. When we are going to convert it into the active voice, as I said earlier, we need to take care of the tense. Now this sentence is in the past tense. So when we are going to convert it into passive voice, we need to keep the sentence again in the past tense. So you can say that he painted a flower yesterday.
I will paint a bird tomorrow.
His active voice.
I will paint a bird tomorrow. This sentence is in the active voice. We've got I, the subject, which is acting as the agent, and the object is the bird. So it is acting as a victim. Therefore, this sentence is in the active voice. And the tense is in the future tense. It is in the simple future tense. Now, when we're going to convert it into the passive voice, the simple future tense will be converted into the future perfect tense, which is a bird will be painted by me tomorrow. The conversion of different sentences with different tenses in the active voice to the passive voice is shared in the description box. Be sure to click on it to get further information so that you can learn even more. You cannot form the passive voice for the following tenses, which is the present perfect continuous tense, the past perfect continuous tense, and the future perfect continuous tense, and also the future continuous tense. It is impossible to create the passive voice from the active voice. You cannot form the active or the passive voices for the sentences without an object. For example, if I just say he reads, and it has not got an object. It has got a subject, which is he, and reads is the verb, but there is no object. In such cases, you cannot form the active or the passive voices.